Hey guys, Muggy Bear here. Today I'm going to be opening up the collector's edition of Far Cry 5. This is the Father edition. Ubisoft offered a couple different editions, but the one that I decided to go with in the end was the Father edition. First thing I want to say about this is that the outside of the box is gorgeous. I mean, the artwork for this game that we've seen already has been pretty amazing, and they've just continued that with the outside of the box here. So every side of the box has its own image. And it's just, I mean, it looks great. So that's definitely a great first impression for this collector's edition. So let's open it up and see what we can find inside here. So the first thing I noticed when I opened this was that the artwork didn't stop on the outside of the box. So as I spin it here for you guys, you can see that the artwork just, it stays all through, even the inside of the box. They definitely put a lot of time and detail into this. I mean, would have been just as easy just to stick a plain color on here because it's the inside of the box, right? But they really did a great job of maintaining the artwork across. The other first thing I noticed, of course, was the father statue here. So let me pull him out. The detail on it seems pretty nice. It doesn't feel cheap. I was worried that, you know, it might feel like it was just very cheap plastic, kind of quickly thrown together. But it actually feels pretty good quality. The detail, I mean, you can see him holding his book. You know, you can read the words on the inside. The stained glass looks pretty nice. It looks like mine was a little dirty coming out of the box. Not a great impression. But I mean, overall, the quality of this looks pretty good, so I'm actually pretty impressed with that. We also have the gold edition of the game. I would follow her over a little bit. So this version came with the gold edition of the game. That's something kind of special to note because with the other versions that Ubisoft was offering, they only came with the regular standard edition of the game. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what made the Father edition special that they wanted to include the gold edition of the game, but that was definitely a big influence in why I decided to go with this edition. So of course with this, you know, with the gold edition, you're going to get all the DLC, all the updates along the line, that kind of stuff. So I definitely think the gold edition was a big selling feature for me personally with this collector's edition. We also have a soundtrack. We have the Hope County soundtrack from Far Cry 5. It has 19 tracks on it, obviously the soundtrack from the game, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to listen to it, see what it sounds like. Hopefully it will be pretty good. I know Far Cry 4, the soundtrack was okay. Far Cry Primal, the soundtrack was okay. So, you know, hopefully they stepped up the soundtrack for this game. Because the soundtrack really can make or break a game. And especially if you're handing out the soundtrack in the collector's edition. Hopefully it's music worth remembering from the game. And the last thing that we have in here is a two-sided poster. The poster's interesting. It has on one side, you know, just your standard game poster. Let me show that to you. You know, just your standard game poster here. And then on the other side, if you flip it over, it has a map of the in-game world. So it could come in handy, you know, further down the road if you're looking for something, collectibles, that kind of thing. So it's pretty nice. You'll notice that it has advertisements on the inside. I think that's kind of neat. They're advertisements obviously from stuff inside the game, so it's kind of, you know, that extra level of immersion that you're in the game, you know, you're looking at a map. There's a bunch of different notes here. Forget everything you know, for everything you know will be destroyed. Jacob's seed, faith lies, stay out of the bliss, all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm sure this is going to make a lot more sense as we go down the road and as we actually play the game. But overall, it's pretty cool. Has lots of markers, you know, Joseph's compound, the convent outpost, etc., etc. So overall, I think this is a pretty cool poster. Yeah, this is it for the Father edition. So, you know, if you guys are interested in seeing the game, seeing a playthrough of the game, feel free to follow me on Twitch, YouTube. You know, hit the subscribe button here. I'm going to put my links for Twitch and Facebook in the comment section below. So if you want to see a playthrough of the game on Twitch, of course, feel free to check that out. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you got your own version of the game. Hopefully you're gonna enjoy it. I hope I'm going to enjoy it. I was a big fan of Far Cry 4. Primal was okay, in my opinion, of course. So hopefully Far Cry 5 is going to go back to more Far Cry 4, more of the stuff that I want to see. Hopefully you guys like it too. Thanks for coming out.